Hey everybody, welcome back to Northernlion Plays the Binding of Isaac AFTERBIRTH. Plus, we've had a few easy wins in a row. Talking smack about Jeopardy champions. You wouldn't give me what can I, Ruka, what can I do? If they want to give me Azazel, I guess I gotta play as Azazel. QV2Z, FFLV. FFLV, of course, is a file format for Flash video, commonly used by YouTubers back in the early to mid 2000s. I mean, Robert was talking about it on the show, but to be honest with you, the show a few days ago led me out of this cursed room. I would need to leave. He was saying, you know, we have it so much easier now as YouTubers than we used to have, and as streamers, I guess, than we used to have it back in the day. It's true. If you wanted to connect and have a good stream on Twitch, Diplopia, interesting. Back in like 2011, how'd you have to do it? Well, I mean, there's software called like Adobe Flash Media Live Encoder that took whatever was on your screen. It's like a really primitive version of XSplit. And then you like, for audio sources, there wasn't, what's the word I'm looking for here? I should know it. There's a Windows term for like the composite sound that is like all sound devices in aggregate together. Some stereo mix, something like that. Anyway, there wasn't anything like that, so you had to use this program called Virtual Audio Cable, and then it was like a digital abstraction of what would normally be, let's get the heck out of here, of what would normally be like, you know, something you would do with a mixer, but you did it all internally. Now, if you use that software, it's actually very powerful and also good software, but the fact that you needed to be able to, you know, do that stuff back in the day was terrible. Use Fraps. Fraps records uncompressed video. So, like a half an hour of Isaac gameplay would be like, you know, I'm trying to think. It was probably like 60 or 70 gigabytes. Then you put it into a video editor, render it down. It'd be like 1.5 gigabytes, and it would take you 40 minutes. Then you'd post that up on YouTube. Those were the days, man. To get an Isaac episode up was like, you know, 2 hours of overhead. Including the like 45 minutes to do the video in the first place. But anyway, it's been a long time is all I'm saying. Way better off with what we got going on now. We don't need that FFLV anymore. I was trying to remember where the segue began. That's where it began. I'm trying to speak a little bit more low-key as well. You know, I've been up for like 10 hours. Not all of it's been recording, but, you know, I worked out, recorded a couple Slay the Spire, recorded a couple Isaac, did the NLSS, and now I'm going to do a couple more Isaac. I think it's a Tomo that wants to come in. He has an Isaac alarm. Hello, my son. Hello, Tomo. Oh, now Rook is awake. Give me duality. Trying to be nicer to my voice. I'm realizing, you know, especially as I get older. Sorry, I just had a notification there. But especially as I get older, not that I'm, you know, ancient or anything like that, but I'm trying to take better care of myself. And that's recognizing that if I'm going to have these long, you know, speaking, marathon recording sessions, it's probably prudent to take better care of my voice. Not always speak, you know, super loudly. You know what? I will go to this room. So I hope you'll allow me the privilege of being a little bit more Northernlion after dark today. My baby takes the morning train. To be honest, I noticed it. Like, I've always had pretty busy Mondays when it comes to talking. And Sundays, for that matter. Yo, more books. The Biblio. Anarchist Cookbook. Can't do much with that. Always had really busy Mondays and relatively busy Sundays. I was coming into Tuesday episodes, and my voice was like hoarse from the start of the day onwards. You know, usually it took me a couple of hours basically to warm up my voice, and even then it kind of sounded a little labored. And Kate was like, "Are you sick?" And I'm like, "I'm not sick. Like, you know, when you hear my voice tomorrow, it'll be normal. It's just Just a lot of talking. So ever since then, and you know what? This will probably be the last video I record today. In case you're keeping a ledger. When your body starts, you know, we don't speak too much about R. Kelly in the modern era, but when your body starts telling you no, that's when you go, you know what? We don't need to record anymore today, and that's all right. Got plenty in the backlog. It's just like I got this engine, you know, in my soul, and it goes, hey, it's only like 7 p.m. Goodbye, Tomo. You can't finish a workday at 7 p.m. Are you crazy? Now, that sounds like I'm bragging, but, I mean, when your workday starts at, like, noon, finishing at 7, I don't know why I said it like that. Finishing at 7 is a little early, so it's not like it's, I'm not saying I started work at 8, but, hold on. There we go. Yeah, I started work at noon today. It's called progressive strength training with the goal of muscle hypertrophy. Look it up, sweetheart. I don't know how to say the word, because atrophy rolls off the tongue. Hypertrophy? That doesn't sound right. But hyperbole sounds right. If you called it hyperbole, you'd be like, what is that? Like the Super Bowl is a rematch for the Super Bowl? I don't know. Plus, I actually have some stuff that I can do in my downtime. In particular, in the last episode you might have heard me, I was talking about some of what I perceived as the resident sleepers surrounding Apex Legends. Me, Malf, and Josh played it on stream. I was having a wonderful time. And the buzz in chat, and chat they'll be the first people to be like, this BR is a snooze. The buzz in chat was good. I'm not saying, you know, if there's ever a time for people to be positive on a game, it's gonna be like, you know, the day it comes out, I think. But still, I think people are modestly like, okay, this is a cool thing. It doesn't reinvent the wheel, but, you know, simultaneously. Well, it reinvents the wheel. It refines the wheel to a slightly... It's like a winter tire, you know? You don't want to put your winter tires on if you're going to be on, you know, Laguna Seca. That's right, I know the name of a single motorsports venue. I've played Gran Turismo. But it's fun so far. I saw a tweet and it was like, you know, me and then the video game industry. And the video game industry in this tweet is a picture of a person force-feeding the other person a bottle of milk. Look, I don't know what happens on Twitter. I'm just a passive observer. I get it. I get that there's sin. I don't want to do another, you know, 15-minute discussion about battle royales. I'm just saying. When 6 RPGs come out in a year, I don't go, why is Square Enix trying to get me to play RPGs all the time? But then a studio that nobody knew was working on something that has predominantly made first-person shooters comes out with a first-person shooter, everybody goes, oh, I don't like the trend of there being so many battle royales. I was happier before I even knew this game existed. I'm just saying, keep your cynicism in your pocket, Greg Sestero. This run's good, but it's slightly scary right now. Anyway, what I was gonna say, well, let's talk about the run real quick. I want to grab more Guppy items, even at the expense of my own HP. It's been a while since we had Guppy. I think this might be the one that does it. 9 lives early is a huge help. Whoa. Oh, dude, lay off the mulled wine. No driving, okay, buddy? No, what I was gonna say is post-stream, play a little Apex Legends. I've come to the idea, and I think it's abundantly clear, I'm never gonna be an above-average first-person shooter gamer, and that's okay, but I still want to play some more of it. Just for leisure activities. It's the same way, like, if you, and I don't mean this to be rude, but if you're picking up Smash Bros, you've never played a Smash Bros game in your entire life, you're not gonna be as good as I am, because I'm the champion. I'll have you know I have over 3 million confirmed GSP with at least one character at all times. No, I mean, I could be elite if I wanted to, I just don't want to. If I really wanted to try, I could be elite, like, I could be elite tonight, dude. Easy. Easy elite tonight. I could probably go pro. Hey, Tomo. You know, it's just, I have played so much, or so many, I should say. Or so, no, so much was right, of the Smash Bros. Games in the past. You know, as a youngster, I've got that learned language, even though they changed, like, hey, tripping's been added, hey, tripping's been removed, hey, you know, we got 3 foxes in the game instead of 1 now. You know, I still have the built-up Smash IQ to some extent. The same way, like, Austin is very, very likely to be better than me at, like, most first-person shooters, because he played a crap load of Halo growing up and has, you know, 6 times as much time in PUBG as I do. It's just the way she goes. Still, any game, and I know that Overwatch gets made fun of for this, any game where you can press Q and kill an enemy, that's perfect for me. It levels the playing field between me and players who are better. I don't want a pure skill-based game. Life is already a pure meritocracy, where the cream always rises to the top. I want something where I can beat someone who's better than me just by the luck of the draw. That's the dream. That meritocracy thing was a joke. You know, I wouldn't have thought that I needed to bring that up, except I saw a lot of people get really hot and bothered by that fake, well, not fake, but made up image on Twitter where it was like, how do you write an A? And then all of the 12 different drawings that they had for how to draw an A were obviously ridiculous, you know? They go, well, if you don't use number 9, you should get tested for being a psychopath. And, like, you know, tens of thousands of people took the bait and were like, what? Who draws like this? So I feel like I'm at peak cynicism regarding having to really lampshade my jokes. I hate to do it, but, you know, I'm a very advanced level comedian. You know, this isn't your grandma's Jeff Dunham. You know, we're really dealing with some high level material here, so try to keep up. What do we got going on in here? The bloat. HP's doing a lot better. 100% chance of a deal with the devil. Would love to see some guppers. Sign me up. By the way, I'm going deal with the devil. Really grinds my gears, man. But I figured we should go deal with the devil. We want the guppy items. And we've, to be honest, we've really done a lot more deals with the angel recently. Not more deals with the angel than deals with the devil, but more deals with the angel than usual, for sure. It used to be like I would take a bad deal with the devil item just to have precedent. I don't live that life anymore. That's a younger man's gambit. You know, I gotta think about my future. Protect the nest egg a little bit. Try to avoid getting paralyzed by random pills I found in a box in the closet somewhere like that. Key? Key? He's a green blob and he won't give me a key. There won't be a secret room. Look at your map, dummy. Wow. Anyway, that's what's going on in my life. The release of a new battle royale. Every big battle royale that comes out, all I want to do is get 1 win, okay? I don't need to have 1,000 wins. I don't need to be Shroud. Just 1 win. I got a solo win in PUBG, believe it or not. I have 1. Maybe 2, actually, now that I think about it. Let's not go crazy. I know for sure I have 1. I have a solo win in Fortnite. My solo win in PUBG, there was skill, okay? My solo win in Fortnite, the opponent had a rocket launcher and accidentally blew themselves up trying to hit me. That I could try to spin that into being skill. It's obviously not the case. I don't have a solo win in Blackout. That'll never happen. But I did get a squad win in Blackout with randoms, which is, you know, about as close as I can get. I guess we're skipping the item room temporarily. So, you know, we get that Apex Legends dub. Get the Origin achievement, level up, get the Dead Space 3 RIP Twitter avatar, and we're good to go. Nothing, I mean, I know we're going a little too fast here, but I haven't just been playing Battle Royales. I've also been playing Wargroove. Wargroove is the spiritual successor, yikes, to Advanced Wars. It's very similar to Fire Emblem. And I like to say that because when I point out that it's similar to Fire Emblem, I get some people a little rankled, and they say it's not similar to Fire Emblem. Similar to Advanced Wars. Here's the thing. What's the difference? I owned Advanced Wars and Advanced Wars 2 as a kid. Wargroove is definitely heavily inspired / is those games. But I also played, I think I played Awakening? Fire Emblem Awakening or Fire Emblem Fates. They're very similar. You know, the tactics games on a grid. Anyway, Wargroove is great. I am not great at it, and that makes it very frustrating to play. To be honest, like, I think that game is good, and I don't think it's too hard. I think I'm just extremely bad at it, but I keep getting bodied, and it does something very frustrating, but also, you know, I think kind of tough to avoid in strategy games like that, and it's kind of the same reason I washed out of Fire Emblem. I was playing a level, and I got 35 minutes into the level, and excuse me, we've already seen Anarchist Cookbook. I know it's a boss reward, but still. And then I died, and I said, okay, let's do the level again. And I got 35 minutes into the level, and I died again. And I put my Switch back in the dock and said, not 100% sure I'm ever going to play this again. Good game, by the way. We should probably give Bumbo the cash. Perhaps even a great game, and a game that I think a lot of people are going to be, like, extremely enamored by. Maybe not for me. I guess I'm kind of the more micro-strategy guy, you know? More of a into the breach sorta. And I know you're like, well, I get, and I mean this when I say this term. I do mean it in this context. I get gaslit about Isaac all the time. People will be like, well, in Isaac, if you play for 35 minutes and you die, you have to restart anyway. Isaac's permadeath too. Okay. I mean, you're not wrong, but at some point, I just have to advise you that if you go and if you argue with people like that in real life, nobody's gonna say hello to you anymore. They're all gonna be like, oh, don't talk to that guy. He tries to hold me accountable for my interests. Oh, so you like bicycling, but you think a unicycle's not cool? Maybe that's not a good example, because in that case, they're being judgmental. But you know what I mean, you know? It's not really frustrating when I die in Isaac. But in Wargroove, I guess what it is, when I die in Isaac, I'm like, there's hope, you know? Maybe I learned something, maybe I didn't, but there's hope that the next run will be different. Whereas in Warframe, when I die, I'm like, oh, I guess, you know, 9 minutes ago, I made a mistake with, you know, the order in which I took an enemy's farms. Anyway, if you haven't played the game, this is probably fairly inside baseball. You don't really know what I'm talking about right now. That's okay too. You should check it out. It's really good. Plus, it's on the Switch, which is why I bought it in the first place. I was like, good game plus Switch equals I can play this in bed instead of reading the Brothers Karamazov. And then after 35 minutes of ineptitude, I went, you know what? I'm actually like pretty good at reading. I should just read more. You know, pursue your skills. I'll try Parasitoid Tears. I don't even know if it's going to work for us. Nah, that's okay. Nah, that's okay. Yeah, I'm full. You know, that's okay. I'm not really interested in the whole fly sort of. Okay, Lusty Blood. You sold me. Should be a pretty easy run now. Although, you know, with 1 HP... You gotta wonder about some of these situations. Or, sorry, not with 1 HP, but potentially going down to 1 HP with 9 lives is what I mean. My brain got one step ahead of my mouth there. Happens all the time. Ask your mother. No, nothing lewd. She was my Toastmasters master. I've never done Toastmaster. Master of ceremonies, hold pulling your strings. That's how you know it's the end of a day of recording. We did a lot today, I'm not ashamed. One day, they will give me a robotic throat. And I will be able, because the brain is willing, the flesh is spongy and weak. And I'd like to record episodes, you know, for a long time in the future. I like my job a lot. I did see somebody on the subreddit, and they got downvoted, and I don't think that's fair, but I do think it's hilarious. They said, I think NL's ashamed of the fact that he's a YouTuber slash Twitch streamer, and as a result, he's mentally checked out of his job. Not the case at all. I love my job. I am ashamed of it, but I love it nonetheless. And that's just because, you know, there's something broken in my brain, and I think that if something makes me happy, I don't necessarily deserve it. You know, I haven't suffered enough to warrant it. If I had a job as a chocolate taster at Willy Wonka's factory, I would be the same way. I would be like, I don't deserve this. Simultaneously, I'm enjoying it a great deal. And that's the way I feel about the YouTube and Twitch streaming stuff. You know, it's not hard, but I just try to, like, you know, handle myself with a certain amount of responsibility and decorum every day, and remember that, you know, just because people, I think this is where a lot of YouTubers go wrong, just because a lot of people are listening to me doesn't necessarily mean by default that I know what I'm talking about. And that's where a lot of the YouTubers get twisted up. You know, they go, oh, I got, you know, 100,000 people are going to watch this video. I got to talk about something important. Nah, so only if it's, you know, in your wheelhouse to begin with. I'm not shaming you from talking about politics or anything like that. It's not really where I'm going with this bit. It's more like you don't have to weigh in on literally every single issue. Unless you actually feel strongly. That's a luxury, you know? Sorry, I thought there was something up here I did not grab. Okay, I am incorrect. Oh, it was a tinted rock. Thank you, brain. Very helpful. Anyway, I don't want to get a bad rap as the self-hating YouTuber. Just saying. And someone in the comments there did say, this guy's about to become an Isaac anecdote. And he did, and he might be watching, but that's okay. You know, it's your own personal opinion. I'm not going to be mad at you if that's... all I'm going to say is if you think I've mentally checked out, you're incorrect. If you don't enjoy the content, that's fine. And I always say this is like, people giving honest criticism bothers me literally 0%. It's only when people go, hey, today's show sucked, and I think it's because Malf and Ryan aren't friends anymore. And then you go, what are you talking about? And they go, why am I getting downvoted for my opinion? You do get a little, sometimes you get a little friendship policing. Not much, not anymore. But that's the thing that tilts me. If you're like, today's show sucked, and you know, by the way, I finished some shows and I go, today's show sucked. Today's show was pretty good, but you know, sometimes I finish a show and I'm like, we could have done better. And that's healthy, and you know, that's growth, right? If you're like, I didn't like this game. Very constructive criticism. Hey, you know, this joke, someone made a joke and then someone hit him with the no, and then the joke never, like, we had dead air as a result of that. It just gave me a bad vibe. Very good criticism. Why do you hate Robert? Bad criticism. It's not, that is a projection somehow. I don't know what you got going on. I love Robert. He's a robot licensed by Nintendo. He's probably my favorite character. Oh, you talking about Alpaca Patrol? Oh, that guy's a scumbag. You're right, I hate that guy. Most of all, I hate the way I don't hate him. Not even a little. Not even at all. Anyway, again, I don't want to get complaining. Nothing to complain about. Just spitballing, just shooting the breeze. Breeze in my heart. Make a bam and tell the boo boo. Are we gonna win? I gotta be honest, it's been a harder run than I would have expected. I would bet on a win right now, but a lot of my strength really comes down to my good friend Brimstone Stomach here, who isn't a stomach, but Google DeepMind doesn't need to know that. Sometimes my Isaac episodes, they don't get age-gated, but they get like limited ads for mature content. And at first I was like, what the frick? I didn't even say the S word in this one. And then I realized, like, if a manual reviewer watched the episode, it would be like, hey, is that a walk-in genital? I'm not sure this is appropriate for kids. And you know what? They're right. We got the body. And I gotta tell you, Jonathan Mayer was right. You should call him John Mayer. Oh, I wish I was a John Mayer bassline. That is what I truly like to be. 'Cause if I was a John Mayer bassline, I'd go D-E-A-B-C-D-E-B. Yeah, you know, that's... Anyway. I don't think that's actually what the notes are, but, you know, my heart was in the right place. You don't have to laugh at the execution of the joke. That would be cruel. You could just laugh at the concept of it. Dude, I got 2 Beam Lords now. You're helping me out more than you could ever understand or realize. What you said, that you had only meant well. It's great comedic timing out of the game. I gotta tell you, you know, a little unpolished kid, but your instincts are top. No, we got another one, and he immediately died again. Anyway, it should be an easy win. Another fast one. You know, I don't necessarily... I'm not complaining about the fact that these episodes are going, you know, they're whizzing by, you know, like days on the calendar. But I'm not trying necessarily to make sure these go as fast as possible. Just happen to get some... Not just runs that are very powerful, but runs that are like... We've had a couple that are like, if we don't go fast, we're probably just going to lose because we're going to do too many rooms. And those rooms will hurt us, and, you know, Bob's your uncle. Things go wrong. Hey, stop taking damage. My favorite Talking Heads album. I'm just kidding. That's Remain in Light. Pitchfork told me so. I got a great tip for you, by the way. If you didn't know this, it probably works the same way on Spotify. I've lived my whole life on hard mode when it comes to music. Finding good music, searching it out myself, acquiring it myself, etc., etc. I didn't realize in the modern era it's so easy. I was feeling nostalgic the other day. You know, we went on a long car ride. I was like, I need like a few hours of good music. I just searched best of 2007 in Google Play Music and got some playlists from, you know, hipsters like I myself aspire to be. Just popped, you know, I hit the download button because I don't want to use that, you know, I got this Canadian data cap. I don't want to pay the telecommunications corporations $3,000 just to listen to music for a couple hours, but I was listening and I was like, dude, I haven't heard these songs in forever. Tears Dry on Their Own by Amy Winehouse. Welfare Bread by King Khan and the Shriners. You know it. So said my lady, watching the hours go by. I don't even know what to say. It's over too fast for now. Thanks for watching. I hope you guys have enjoyed it. If you did, click the like button. Helps a great deal. Of course, subscribe if you want to see more in the future. For now, thanks for watching, and I will see you next time. See ya.